Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Go with Tracy and Renee. If you are listening on Spotify, you might want to flip over to YouTube because we usually use our hands and we're showing things and expanding. And if you go to YouTube, it's the YouTube at Let's Go Talk Show. And otherwise, if you're on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, hit the little bell because we really don't know, because of my schedule, I really don't know when we're going to be recording and when we're going to be posting things. So this way you are notified when things post, because I'm sure you don't want to miss any of our conversations. They're so crazy and cool. And right now we're going to talk about really listening to your heart, because that's such a big component, especially right now that everything is coming up AI. I've talked to so many people recently that are using AI to communicate and figure out things for their life, and which, is all great and, fine, but don't use it for everything. And for this, I'm going to actually throw it to Tracy again, because off air we were talking and she just made some really great points. So go ahead, Trace.
So I guess to really kind of sum it up how I see it, AI obviously is artificial intelligence. So it's artificial, it's, inorganic, it's synthetic, and it's good information. Information is very valuable in our world. We operate on a world on a big level that we rely on, math and, all the systems. That's where we're at right now. So information is super valuable. Now, our pure intelligence is obviously, well, or maybe not obviously, pure intelligence is what we know and receive from the unseen and the unknown. So that's the heart knowledge. And both right now are value. They both have value. And I think it's important to discuss when and how to use discernment with both. And how, again, how I see it is AI is, wow, talk about that AI is smart. I mean, you put a couple questions in there with a few identifying metrics. My husband and I joke, we'd pay a consultant, $100,000 and it would take 6 months for some cost analysis pro forma, report of what AI can literally do in 2 minutes. Like, you have to admit, it's crazy how, pick the word, it is precise and informative and detailed. However, I always keep in mind it is only information, and all information should be filtered through your pure intelligence, which is your heart, your knowing. So I'll push it, push it. I'll push it back to you, Renee. I'll throw it back to you and then we'll expand more if needed.
I think the whole thing for me is so many people are getting away from, well, I mean, so many people are going into the heart, but so many people are also going away from it because they're running, they're doing all these things. They're not recognizing they're running, they're, doing everything. They're using AI to tell them things that, like you said, you should be listening to your heart for. Like, I was talking to somebody the other day and it was giving her um her posts or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like, that's, absolutely awesome. And she had them like set up for the whole year, which is good, but everything is changing so quickly and so fast. Like, for the whole year, really, like, things are really going to be changing and shifting, because look at us, we're in February and everything is changing, everything is, shifting. And then she had said she was also using it to tell her what her next position should be. And I was like, position? Like, what? That's really like your heart, like, you feel right. And I guess he gave her some things and she said, so this is what I'm going to do. She was very excited about it. So I was like, oh, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, do that. But I was thinking, isn't that something we should be listening to our heart for? Is that something we have to go into there? So sort of discern what you're using the AI for, and make sure that when it's telling you things, that you're actually listening to your heart for that. And I don't know, I think that's all I really wanted to say on that, because there's such a whole other layer of things that it's really good at strengths for like if something's going on, you can put it in. And Tracy, you had said this before, like, you know, with doctors, you can put in all your symptoms and it can come up with like a ton of different things. But don't look at it for, you know, it's information. Don't look at it for the complete answer. Feel it with your heart, you know, bring it up with your doctor if, you know, that's the feel you have or whatever it is. That's it. I guess that's all I got. I got really nothing.
I want to add one other piece, and I actually have heard, you know, snippets of this from other people too. The physicist, I love to listen to this physicist talk, that it, artificial intelligence, AI it's only regurgitating what it knows. So we talk a lot about going beyond, and we are in a time now of, or an availability of really being able to tap into that beyond. So you potentially are not going to get anything beyond what someone has already thought of in AI. And kind of that to me is where the fun is. That's where the game changing is. So just even knowing that, if you're looking for anything that's beyond what is known, done, said, proven, you know, don't limit yourself, or, you know, what I would suggest and what I'm not going to do is limit myself with AI. Use it for what it can be beneficial for, but also, you know, entertain the possibilities that it's actually very limited.
And because we're always about let's bring fun into it, Tracy, I'm gonna have you. Do you know where I'm going with that one? With the fun, having the fun with the Chat GPT, and yeah. So you do it because that's your thing.
Well, I think so. I'm really fascinated by different perspectives. I think this is what you're referring to. If not, you can redirect me.
Yes. Nope.
But
That's it.
I'll take a concept and run it through Grok, Chat GBT, and then Renae's friend has curated a couple of stylized AIs. And I will ask the same question to all three of them and get very different answers. And one of my most fun one, I just was at a party last night and someone's like, "Oh, ask it what, you know, what is a perfect husband?" And I said, "Here's what get tricky. It's even how we word it. What attributes make a perfect husband? What is a perfect husband? What is the ideal perfect husband?" It gets really, you can ask the same potential question so many different ways and you will get different answers. And then if you put them into different AI vehicles, you will get different answers. So I know I'm really believe nothing and believe everything. Maybe we'll do another one on that. It's a crazy story in that one. But with all of that said, it's come back here because I love to watch all the AI's different answers because even within AI, they're so vast. So again, where's your answer true for you? It's singular and it's right here.
Yep. Absolutely. And if you are putting in the question of what makes a perfect husband, shouldn't you make sure you feel it here? Because it'll tell you some things that might not be relevant for you.
Right. Fun and funny.
Yes, exactly. So have fun, have joy. That's what life's about. And I guess we'll see you on the next one. So in the meantime,
More to
let's
go.
go.
Let's go.